Youth and Dreams Blue Ribbon 2026 and the 10th anniversary. The Youth and Dreams Blue Ribbon Awards marked a major milestone in 2026 as the initiative celebrated its 10th anniversary with an inspiring and colorful event that brought together youth, leaders, creatives, and stakeholders from different parts of the country. The event, which held on January 3rd, 2026, was a celebration of vision, resilience, and excellence among young people, and it ended on a very high note. The program featured a rich blend of activities including comedy performances, spoken words, special presentations, goodwill messages, and the presentation of awards to deserving youths who have distinguished themselves in various fields. The Chief Executive Officer of Youth and Dreams, Moses Hamtapa, in his welcome address appreciated guests for their support over the years and reaffirmed the organization's commitment to nurturing youth potential and dreams.
It is my great honor to welcome you to the 10th anniversary celebration of the Youth and Dreams Initiative and the Blue Ribbon Award, a momentous gathering dedicated to vision, service, and the power of dreamers. Today, it is not just another event. Today is history. A decade ago, Youth and Dreams Initiative emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every young person deserves a chance to dream and the support to turn that dream into meaningful impact. Our team captured the journey with clarity and purpose. 10 years of building dreams, bridging generations, and empowering youth for global impact.
An elder statesman who was also interviewed at the events described the initiative as timely and impactful, calling for stronger youth advocacy across media platforms.
I think what they are doing is transforming lives. We are not even feeling the effect of that yet, but in the future you will start to see the results of this effort. The initiative is fantastic. I'm very happy to be involved with it, and I'm looking forward to this celebration and all the other things that will follow in the process. It is indeed something worthy of emulation.
He encouraged increased use of radio, television, and other media channels to reach more youths and inspire positive change across communities.
Perhaps we're not getting as much media publicity as we ought in terms of reaching out to our youth. Unfortunately, we have a huge mass of youth.
The keynote address was delivered by Chief Senan John Murray, who gave a powerful and heartfelt charge that resonated strongly with the audience. Drawing from his personal life story, Chief Murray encouraged young people to remain focused and determined, stressing that one's background does not define one's future. Adding a forward-looking perspective, the keynote speaker also introduced the audience to the growing relevance of artificial intelligence, popularly known as AI, urging young people to understand and position themselves for opportunities in the digital age.
10 years of building dreams, bridging generations, and empowering youth for global impact. In year 2000, in December, Christmas Day, year 2000, I was a young reporter. I had just completed my studies and had been given a job by Punch newspapers and sent to Benue State as state correspondent. I have never had an experience of being a state correspondent before, And Punch recruited me and sent me to Benue State and said, go and open an office there, start a bureau in Benue State. I went to Benue State with a lot of fear, a lot of confusion, and I started the Benue State Bureau of the Punch newspapers. On Christmas Day of that year, I was at the Daudu refugee camp where they had IDPs because the Tiv and the Jukum people were having some violent disagreements. And some Tiv people had fled back to Benue State, and the Benue State government provided a space for them in a place called Daudu on your way to Lafia from Makurdi. So I went to the camp to speak to the IDPs. My newspaper organization refused to give me holiday that day to go and celebrate Christmas with my people. So I was at work on that day. And I was at the refugee camp trying to get a story. I wanted to speak to the refugees and find out how refugees celebrate Christmas. And I was talking to them. I had my camera. I was taking pictures and talking to these people. And suddenly, I saw a vehicle driving into the camp. There's a white Land Cruiser. And some people came out of the vehicle, and one of them was a Canadian called Glenn Mackenzie. I hadn't met him before. I didn't know he was Glenn Mackenzie. I didn't know who he was. But he came over to where I was, and he asked me, who are you, young man? I told him my name. He asked me what I was doing at the camp. I told him what I was doing at the camp. And he said, oh, I know your name from reading the Punch. I said, oh, you do? And there began a friendship that has lasted to this day. Glenn Mackenzie offered me a job as a stringer for the Associated Press on that spot in year 2000. And he told me that every time I wrote a story that got published by the Associated Press, I would be given $100. And that if I had the story accompanied with a picture that was used, I would get $150 in year 2000. Meanwhile, Punch was paying me 49,500 naira as my salary. In fact, it was 15 at first. They were paying me 15,000 naira, and then they increased it because they promoted me, and I got 49,500 naira monthly in year 2000. And here was a guy who was just giving me a job that would fetch me $150 every single time I wrote a story for them that got used. So if I wrote like 5 stories a month or more, you can do the math. Now, I kept doing my Punch work while also doing the stringer job for the Associated Press. Then one day, the West Africa Bureau chief of the New York Times came into Nigeria. She wanted to do a story about the violence that was happening in Plateau State at the time. Her name was Somini Sengupta. She was Indian American. And Glenn told her, if you go to Jos or if you go to Benue, look for a guy called Senan. And she came to that place and she looked for me. And we worked with her for a few days. And she said, tell you what, I want to give you a contract to work for the New York Times. I accepted that job. I had 3 jobs. I was working for the Punch, I was working for the Associated Press, and now I was working for the New York Times as its Nigeria correspondent. One day we were having dinner, and Somini asked me a question. She said, so Senan, tell me, where are you from? I told her I was from Adamawa State. Where in Adamawa State? I told her, Opalo. Where is Opalo? And she tried to look it up on the internet. And she couldn't find much information about Opalo on the internet, unfortunately. And she said, well, I can't find Opalo on the internet. What can you tell me about Opalo? How many people live in Opalo? Do you have electricity? Do you have pipe-borne water? Do you have hospitals? Do you have police stations? And why am I telling you this story? I'm not any different from any of the young people seated here today. I want you to know that dreams change the world.
Entertainment was not left out as MC Bonanda thrilled the audience with rib-cracking comedy, keeping spirits high throughout the events.
Never today, you are looking good. Yeah, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much.
One of the major highlights of the day was a special presentation by Gatapoa, a performance that held guests spellbound and glued to their seats.
I lace up not just boots, I lace up dreams, stitched with struggle, polished by dust, and tied tight with the fire of belief. This field, though rough, is sacred, a canvas of scars and sunrise where my shadow stretches toward greatness unseen. Each kick I take echoes like prophecy, every sprint a declaration that where I'll begin is not where I'll end. They say a child in a jersey, but I am a captain in the making, a champion born of hunger, a leader carved by Carlos' feet, and mornings when only ambition rose with me. My ball is no toy, it is my compass, my heartbeat. It teaches timing, trust, and the art of movement with meaning. I dribble past doubt, sidestep fear, shield my dreams with greed, and shoot not just for goals, but for legacy. In the roar of a crowd, or the silence before a whistle, I found myself not just whole, but unbreakable. I did not wait to be discovered. I am discovering myself with every bit of sweat, with every fall and rise. I will shape a name the world will remember. Because I'm not here to watch history, I'm here to make it. These are my boots of destiny, and I wear them like a crown. I am not the next, I am now, I am the future of the game.
Several outstanding young individuals were honored with awards in recognition of their contributions and achievements. Some of the award recipients expressed gratitude to the organizers, describing the recognition as a motivation to do even more. As the curtains fell on the Youth and Dreams 2026 Ribbon and 10th anniversary, the message was clear. Dreams are valid, youths matter, and with the right support, the future remains bright.